This HOA story starts with flashing lights, stunned neighbors, and a woman who thought HOA rules were stronger than the law. Stay till the end because what she did crossed a legal line so hard even the police were shocked. Before we begin, comment below which country you're watching from, and if you enjoy real HOA drama stories like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button so you don't miss the next one. Now, let's get into it. I moved into the neighborhood expecting the usual HOA nonsense, some petty rules, some passive-aggressive emails, nothing I couldn't live with. The neighborhood itself was quiet, clean, and well-kept, which made it clear the HOA had been running things for years without serious pushback. That calm didn't last long after I arrived. Almost immediately, one woman made herself known as the self-appointed enforcer of everything. She wasn't just on the HOA board, she acted like she owned the entire block. She watched driveways, counted trash bins, and took notes on who parked where and for how long. Neighbors whispered about her, but no one openly challenged her. At first, I ignored it. Then, the notices started. They showed up taped to my door, slid under my windshield wiper, and sent through email chains I had never agreed to join. They accused me of violations that didn't exist, rules that weren't written anywhere, and deadlines that seemed completely made up. I checked the bylaws, I checked the county property records, I checked my purchase documents. Everything was clean. Still, the pressure escalated. She began walking onto my property without permission. She took photos, she measured distances, she flagged imaginary problems and reported them as urgent HOA concerns. Every week brought a new complaint. I documented everything. Dates, times, photos, emails, screenshots. I kept it all. What she didn't know was that crossing onto someone's property without permission wasn't just rude, it was illegal. The turning point came on a quiet afternoon when I wasn't home. A neighbor later told me she was seen entering my backyard with tools and paperwork, acting like she had full authority to be there. She inspected structures, moved personal items, and left behind another violation notice taped to my fence. That was the moment she crossed the legal line. I returned home to find disturbed property, missing items, and clear signs of trespassing. Security footage confirmed everything. The camera captured her entering the yard, staying for an extended period, and interfering with private property. This wasn't an HOA issue anymore. This was a legal one. I filed a formal report, submitted the footage, and included my documentation showing a pattern of harassment and unauthorized entry. I didn't make a scene, I didn't warn her, I let the process do its job. Days later, the neighborhood woke up to something it had never seen before. Police vehicles parked along the street. Officers walked directly to her house. Neighbors gathered quietly behind curtains and garage doors, watching in disbelief. She had always acted untouchable, always confident, always loud. That confidence disappeared fast. The investigation was thorough, the footage was clear, the property lines were confirmed. The reports showed repeated behavior, not a one-time mistake. Her HOA position didn't protect her, it made things worse. What shocked everyone was how serious the charges were. Trespassing, harassment, interference with private property, abuse of authority, false representation. This wasn't about HOA rules anymore. This was about the law. When the arrest happened, the entire block felt it. Word spread instantly. Group chats exploded. People who had stayed silent for years suddenly felt brave enough to talk. Stories poured out. Other neighbors shared similar experiences: unauthorized inspections, threats, intimidation, made-up violations. People realized they weren't alone, they had just been afraid. The HOA board scrambled. Emergency meetings were called, statements were released, distances were quickly created. Suddenly, no one claimed responsibility for her actions, despite years of enabling her behavior. The arrest didn't just shock the neighborhood, it changed it. Rules started being followed properly. Notices were reviewed by actual attorneys. HOA meetings became quieter, shorter, and a lot more careful. The tone shifted from authority to accountability. As for her, the consequences were real. Her HOA position was suspended immediately. Legal proceedings followed. Restrictions were placed on her ability to contact neighbors or step onto properties she didn't own. The woman who once ruled the block with a clipboard couldn't even step outside without supervision. The biggest lesson came afterwards. Power only works when people believe it's real. HOA authority ends where the law begins, and no title gives anyone permission to harass, trespass, or intimidate. If you're dealing with HOA overreach, document everything, know your rights, stay calm, let facts do the talking. Because sometimes the loudest Karen in the neighborhood is just one report away from facing real consequences. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more HOA and Karen drama stories, and hit the notification button so you never miss an upload.